and welcome to this latest update from Casterbridge on our managed portfolios. I want to talk about the changes we're making to portfolios in light of the ongoing conflict in Ukraine. We've been talking about rising inflation for a number of months, mainly as a result of the pandemic, but also rising demand and supply constraints. And so we've tilted our portfolios more towards cyclical and value funds, which has certainly been helping our performance in recent months. Now we have the conflict in Ukraine. We've got a very strong response from Western governments and potentially quite significant further disruption to trade flows around the world, which certainly could unfold over the coming weeks and months. At the same time, we have US and UK central banks starting to increase interest rates to slow down this inflation, but just at the point when the world economy is potentially facing another economic shock. So what are we doing? Well, let me split this into three areas: bonds, alternatives, and equities. Certainly, let's look at bonds first. The biggest change we are making is within this asset class. We're selling all of our UK corporate bonds. We just don't think they offer good value in this high inflation environment. But we've also seen in recent years they're becoming increasingly correlated to equity markets, and so not really protecting portfolios in the way that they should. At this stage, we see this as more of a short-term tactical move until we get greater clarity on inflation and the response from central banks. Secondly, as a result of reducing bonds, we're increasing our exposure to alternatives. And it's been very interesting over the last few weeks to see which funds have been performing as expected and which have been disappointing. So in this rebalance, we're selling one fund which has disappointed. It hasn't protected portfolios as we would have liked. And we're selling another fund which has been sold because it's been more of a cash proxy. And we've now got some new exciting ideas to put into the portfolio. So two out and two new funds are in. One of these funds is a blend of growth and protection. So, for example, it gets its protection through investing in index-linked gilts and gold. And the other new fund is focused on energy companies which are transitioning to the more sustainable global economy. And then finally, within our equity asset class, no significant changes, just a small reduction in UK and Asia exposure and adding to US funds. And I think just to wrap up, so even though we're all facing a number of uncertainties in the short term, these will pass in time. And we should remember that equities in particular are forward-looking, and this is the part of the portfolios where we remain most optimistic. So that's it. Please get in touch with your usual contact if you'd like more information. But for now, that's all from me. Thank you.